Jaribu kubagua wa Kenya, nyinyi hamuna shares, nyinyi hamuna shares, nyinyi hamuna hii. Nikamwambia hapana. This government belongs to all Kenyans and we are going to treat all Kenyans equally.
We need to destroy Kenya. We are the drivers of the Kenyan economy. Since William Ruto declared war on the mountain, the economy is almost collapsing because people have stopped paying taxes, people have stopped investing, they are waiting for a new government. The way you are holding your money here, that is what people are doing.
Welcome to the Kenyan Insight. This is a channel where we not only inform but also dissect, analyze and repackage all political affairs in our country, Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, in Kenya, the problem of political dishonesty, tribalism and corruption among our politicians is a challenge to our democratic development, unity of this nation, and the social cohesion we all yearn for. Analyzing these bad behaviors reveals underlying issues related to identity politics and personal ambitions. Listen to how Cleophas Malala, Secretary General of Skisagrod Party, the DCP of Gachagua, and Senator Eddie Okech of Migori County, furiously clashed on a national TV show. Be the judge.
You know, nobody has organized ethnic politics on ethnic lines. What we are saying is, Kenya is a country comprising of different ethnic groups, and there is nothing wrong with ethnic groups, and we've seen coalitions even in the past. You remember in 2007 we had what we call the ODM, what was it, the five, Ngilu, Musalia, Raila, the Pentagon, the ODM Pentagon. You know, this is a political strategy, mobilizing numbers together, and therefore there is nothing wrong with the Mount Kenya community stretching the association with their cousins. For example, as Luyas, we will be proud to associate with Taita Tavetas, people emanating from Taita Taveta, people emanating from Luoland.
What does cousins mean?
Cousins means, you know, it's a political, in this context, it's a political word, yeah. Extending to people with like-minded ideologies. For now, so as anybody.
So the like-minded, you said you're from the Luya community.
Yes.
So the like-minded of Luya community is in Taita Taveta.
And even in Luoland, anybody who has a mind that does not agree with the current establishment, to us, in the political context. But of course, in the family setup, a cousin is a brother or sister to your aunt, or a child to your aunt or your uncle. And therefore, do not put a lot of negative energy when it comes to ethnic organizations.
Guys, as you can hear from there, Malala really struggled to explain what they meant by cousins in their DCP campaign rallies that have happened recently in the country.
People who branded Rigathi Gachagua as a villager. He went back to Wamunyoro and said, okay, yes, I am a villager. And then you started telling him that he's tribal. He accepted and said, yes, okay, I am Kikuyu, but I want to go and look for my cousins. Again, you do not want him to unify the country.
I think a cousin is a relative. And a relative, that cousin is used here to try and bring people who are related in one way or another. When we spoke as UDA and said that we have a problem with the impeached former deputy president because of his ethnic inclination, just thinking about the Mount Kenya, the mountain Kikuyu, many people thought we were not we were not serious, that they were blaming him for nothing. But unfortunately, he has come out very clearly that he's actually an ethnically inclined person. So he doesn't look at Kenya as at the country as Kenya. He looks at the country as Kikuyu or Mount Kenya and others. So when he went out to Kambani and then he met cousins, he was even trying to go and to Western. And let's look at this tour. This tour, he has basically gone to look for Mondo Anyomba, person from the house, the Mount Kenya person, not necessarily the Meru, the Embu and the others, a Kikuyu. Now, when somebody stands and says the Kikuyus are dissatisfied, the Kikuyus have withdrawn investment, even you are not sending money now, and therefore the country is at a standstill. First of all, I would like to know what is a standstill. What's not moving? Secondly, I would like to remind all of us that when ODM as a party protested and said that we need to negate, to basically negate some of the institutions that seem to be serving the government because they were protesting in 2007 against the government, the economy suffered. But then, this was ODM, not necessarily Kikuyu. ODM is not made of Kikuyus. So honestly, when you say Kikuyus, when Kikuyus are touched, the country is collapsed. I think that's an imagination which is too trivial and too minor, and that shows the mind of this person, the person of the former impeached deputy president. At this point,
actually looking at the Gachagua's recent sentiments, it is evident that Wamunyoro is actually exploiting tribal divisions to secure electoral support of the central Kenya votes at the expense of our national unity. In the entire speech, if you listened to him carefully, it is also apparent that the former DP is capitalizing on ethnic and regional loyalties over the collective good of the whole region and the nation at large. In fact, I think such utterances can perpetuate societal fractures and cripple the efforts made to build an inclusive governance and achieve development for all.
A good percentage emanates from the president's community.
How many?
A good percentage. You saw when I put the question in the Senate for NCIC to bring the report, almost 92 CEOs, almost 92 CEOs.
Out of what?
160 something emanate from his community. To look at the level of skewedness of appointment since independence. Now, look at Raila Odinga. When he was given chance to get into the broad-based government, tell me one Kikuyu that Raila Odinga appointed. Why?
But I know several Kikuyus who are appointed during this broad-based.
But from Raila's portion. And therefore, he appointed people from his community.
Senator Malala,
Opio and I.
Because the desire is to be as inclusive as possible.
Yes.
Was the Kikuyu community disadvantaged in the appointments already made?
No, it was not disadvantaged. Huh? What I'm saying is, from Raila's point of view, he has no Kikuyu friend.
No,
he only has
Sam,
the son.
Sam.
He only has the son to Oburu Odinga, qualifying to be the advisor of the president. Of all the Kenyans, Raila preferred the son of Oburu Odinga. Raila preferred his own sister to be an ambassador. So, truth be told,
you believe he's the one who submits those names?
He is the one who submits the names, and they are
okay. All right. I want to hear from Senator Okech.
I empathize sincerely as a young person with Senator Malala. And the reason why I empathize with Senator Malala is because Senator Malala, right now, and you know, when I was talking about the issue of Gen Z and the people who want to take over the Gen Z movement, you see Malala is almost presenting himself as this messianic leader who has just arrived, and therefore everything that is happening is wrong with this government, when Malala voted for Ruto. That's the first thing. Malala was Ruto's friend. He has benefited from Ruto's politics
but
more than... Can I just... When he was speaking, I was very quiet.
When he changes, we change.
Please, allow him
I'll be very quiet.
When he changes, we change.
You know, if you want to heckle, I can heckle better, but I will be very quiet when you're speaking.
Of course, you're a better
Senator, allow him to make it.
So that when you're talking, I'll be very quiet. Senator Malala has benefited so much from Ruto's politics than what is cascading on Raila Amolo Odinga right now and other people that he's talking about. Senator Malala voted for Ruto. Senator Malala is on record. He started his politics as ANC member and actually SG of ANC. After Ruto built him a house, the first benefit that he had, and it is in public domain that Ruto built him a house, he voted for Ruto. He convinced his party leader at that time, Mudavadi, to go and join Ruto in politics. After they got into power, Senator Malala was also SG of UDA. Is the big problem is the one who gave us this big problem that we're solving right now. You remember, I came on this TV with you, Sam, 2022, 2023, when Senator Malala was sitting here when I was arguing the case of these PSS that were from dominant tribes, and I was talking about them about PSS and CSS to be a neutral ground for everybody in the country, even make 2 per as many tribes as can get. Senator Malala was opposed to it. Senator Malala supported 52 CAS, remember, we were with you in this show, Sam, CAS that were unconstitutional and they were burdensome to the government that we were having at that time. So everything that is wrong that has come to this country, it is Senator Malala was brought to us well.
But I've changed.
And that is why you cannot change like that.
Away from the
How you prayed for the negative.
In fact, I wish that when you were in church last Sunday, you could have asked to be prayed for, because you have not changed your bad manners of making sure that this.
Calm down.
No, I'm very serious because we are talking serious business
Senator,
here.
calm down.
We cannot come into government as ODM to correct the messes that you created in this country, and then you come here to come and lecture us about how tribal Raila Odinga is, so by having one of his people or relatives being appointed in government. That's negative profiling. In any case, the party that is now in.
Is it true?
Sorry?
Is it true that his nephew was appointed as a presidential advisor?
But you can't apportion that to him. How many of Senator Malala's relatives are in government?
But if the nephew is
can we profile him? I don't want to profile them because they are Kenyans. Okay?
The nephew is
the issue here.
Why should he be denied?
Can I have my time, Senator Malala and Honorable John? The issue here is, and I don't want to profile. I know Senator Malala's relatives. It's not one. I know several of them, but I will not mention them. I will not mention them because I'm more dignified not to mention them because they are Kenyans. Okay? Number two, the issue of Rigiji. Rigiji is a tribalist. Senator Malala here is sitting here as the deputy party leader of Rigathi Gachagua. Just wait. He's the deputy party leader of the Rigathi Gachagua. When Rigathi Gachagua left, go to the clips that happened in the China that we just talked about where they were in Nakuru. Yeah. Who was declared as a party leader?
No, he never did.
Senator Methu. Senator Jen Kiara was there, meaning that even Rigathi Gachagua does not trust his own deputy party leader to lead this party when he's away, when he's abroad.
When Raila went to AU, he left the party.
Can I just finish my thought?
No, but he's guiding the defense.
Can I have my time? Please say Sam. This is what I said, because I knew if I told him the truth, he would interfere, and I didn't interfere with the time.
But he's lying.
Because she also needs her time.
You're lying.
I'll give you right of reply.
I'm not lying. The truth is, why didn't he respond? Because he spoke after Jen Kiara, Honorable Jen Kiara spoke, and Jen Kiara declared what Rigiji had declared, that in his absence, it is Methu to lead the party, not his deputy, who is Malala. In the U.S., I studied in the U.S., I spent 7 years in the U.S. I have friends calling me from Boston. I have friends calling me from everywhere. They go into meetings where Rigiji is, then they find themselves, Kisii, or Luo, finding themselves strangers. Why? Because Rigiji is meeting Kikuyus in the U.S. How do you extend the issue of tribalism out from this country, go to the U.S. and ethnically mobilize? He said it in the U.S., Sam, that let Malala go and collect his tribal votes, let Kalonzo go and collect his tribal votes, let Rigiji collect his tribal votes from the mountain, then they come and then discuss who will be the next. I mean, we cannot afford having this country continuously going into this tribal path.
The problem emanates from the top. Ruto, as the father of the nation, has failed. He has cultivated the culture of lies. Him, together with his co-parent, Raila Odinga, remember last year, they signed...
Co-parent, what is that?
You know, they are the fathers of the nation. See, the other one is called Baba. You know, Baba, in English, is father. Him, together with his co-parent, Raila Odinga, last year signed an MOU, which eventually ended up in this broad-based government. Remember the 10-point agenda? They said that they were coming together to end extrajudicial killings. Up to now, we're still experiencing extrajudicial killings. In fact, they have gone a notch higher. The president himself, together with his co-parent, signed an agreement and said that they are going to ensure that public officers do not engage in opulence. up to today, we're seeing millions and millions of shillings being distributed daily in these so-called empowerment programs. Last year, the two signed an MOU to end corruption in Kenya. Of course, that has not happened. Inclusivity. The only inclusivity that we've seen in this broad-based government is to have relatives and cronies of Raila Odinga joining government. You saw him proposing the name of the son of his brother to be the advisor of the president. Yet, the Gen Zs had said that the president should reduce the number of advisors. But he has gone against the demands of the Gen Zs. And therefore, we cannot continue apportioning blames to the other sectors of the society, and yet the problem emanates from the president.